She had 27 masts, and they called her the Irish Rover. We had 1 million bags of the best Sligo rags. We had 2 million barrels of stone. We had 3 million sides of old blind horses' hides. We had 4 million barrels of bones. We had 5 million hogs and 6 million dogs, 7 million barrels of porter. We had 8 million bales of old nanny goats' tails in the hold of the Irish Rover. There was old Milky Coot who played hard on his flute when the ladies lined up for a set. He was tootin' with skill for each sparkling quadrille, though the dancers were flothered and bet. With his smart witty talk, he was cock of the walk, and he rolled the dames under and over. They all knew at a glance when he took up his stance that he sailed in the Irish Rover. Stiff of work, and a man from Westmeath called Malone. There was Slugger O'Toole, who was drunk as a rule, and Fighting Bill Tracy from Dover. And your man Mick McCann from the banks of the Bann was the skipper of the Irish Rover. For a sailor, it's always a bother in life. It's so lonesome by night and by day that he longs for the shore and a charming young whore who will melt all his troubles away. The noise and the routs will impachine and stout. For him soon the torment's over. Of the love of a maid he is never afraid. An old salt from the Irish Rover. We had sailed 7 years when the measles broke out, and our ship lost its way in the fog. And that whale of a crew was reduced down to 2, just myself and the captain's old dog. Then the ship struck a rock, oh Lord, what a shock. The bulkhead was turned right over. Turned 9 times around, and the poor old dog was drowned. I'm the last of the Irish Rover. That was the Irish Rover, a traditional Irish song dating back at least to the 1800s. I played it straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam, so you can take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and play right along with this video. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. In just a moment, I'll do a basic tutorial covering everything I just played. At the very end, I'll do a slow motion close-up play along that you might find helpful. But right now, if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. If you want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want over 1,000 more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, each one with a link to its own free video, tutorial, and play along, just like this one, then check out our Dropbox and then come play with us. Okay, right hand. I'm just going to play a G here. Pretty straightforward. This is most of the song with the right hand. Now there's a bit of a weird timing thing at the end of each verse. The final G has 5 beats instead of a regular 4-beat measure. But it's split into 2. It's split into a 3 and a 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I wanted you to hear. And I do that. I wish I could play it more clearly than I do most of the time, but what I'm doing here, all I'm doing is dropping my pinky. I've got the G, drop it on the 4th fret of the 3rd string from the floor. Pick it up, drop it down on the 4th string from the floor. That's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. That's the only funny thing. So during that point, when I'm doing, those 2 strums at the end, I try not to strum across all 4 because it'll be more pronounced if you don't hear all 4 strings. But that's the only change up I made with my right hand. All right. As far as the chord transitions go, left hand, from G, I am going to G5. This is from the intro here, so which is basically the same pattern in the verse. But so G, I drop a pinky and I got my G5. And then I just flatten out my ring finger to cover the 2 strings closest to the floor. And then I drop, oops, except I have to do it right. For that D5, I'm barring the 2nd fret, and then I'm putting my pinky on 2 strings on the 5th fret. And back to the G, and then that G riff. And that is, I think, the entire song. There's only 4 chords in the song, and I just played all 4 of them. So here's the verse. G, G5, C5, G, D5. Same thing again. G, G5, C5, D5. So it goes back. Yeah. I think I'm going to stop talking at you and go for the play along. Okay, now I'm going to play from the intro through the end of the 2nd verse. All the verses are the same, the instrumental verses. The outro is just another instrumental verse. There's no bridge or chorus or anything like that. So, I'm going to close up on my chord changing hand. And again, I'm going to go slow motion from the intro through the 2nd verse. Here goes. 5, 6, 7, and... 27 miles, and they called her the Irish Rover. We had 1,000,000 bags of the best Sligo rags. We had 2,000,000 barrels of stone. We had 3,000,000 sides of old blind horses' hides. We had 4,000,000 barrels of bones. We had 5,000,000 hogs and 6,000,000 dogs. 7,000,000 barrels of porter. We had 8,000,000 bales of old nanny goats' tails in the hold of the Irish Rover. That's it. See you Wednesday. Bye.